talk to me like this. I don't know if I can do it.
Just give yourself a chance. Take your time. We got all night.
Look, I'm sorry I bothered you. Goodbye, Jack.
Wait, Vic, don't hang up. Vic! Vic! Vic!
Lieutenant, give me a break. I just want to find. Do you know whether or not Jack Killian's...
I don't. Goodbye. Excuse me. Excuse me.
He never said he was a cop. Never gave himself a chance to say much anything.
Yeah, well, whatever was on his mind's all over the wall now.
Well, I tell you what, Slocum, maybe you had to hear it to understand he really wasn't out to be a straight man for a wise ass like you.
Touchy, Jack. Talking on the radio's making you a little soft.
I'll try to get over it.
It's been a great night all around, huh?
Couldn't be better.
Vic Bateman, rest in peace.
Probably the first piece he had in a long time.
You know him?
Educated guess.
There's something I better tell you, Jack. His father-in-law was Pete Hanrahan.
What? Are you sure?
He broke in Bateman on Potrero Hill, the way only Pete Hanrahan can, kicking down doors, never waiting for backup, dumping the occasional suspect. And when he brought the kid home for dinner, Bateman met the daughter, and one thing led to another. Sound like anyone you know, Jack?
Yeah. But Hanrahan's daughter was 11 when I met her. Can, you give a taxpayer a taxi service?
You're gonna need more than a taxi to get through those reporters out there.
Jack, can we ask you a couple questions?
Please.
Hey, man!
Easy, Bridges, easy. We have enough casualties tonight. You want to eat that camera? Don't use it for a battering ram.
Jack, was Vic Bateman a friend of yours?
I never met him.
Then why'd he call you, Jack?
Lots of people call me. I don't know them either.
Yeah, but only one of them has ever killed himself.
Look, I just wish I would have found the words to stop him from pulling the trigger. And if I didn't have him for him, I sure as hell ain't got him for you.
Be brave, Jenny. We're praying for you.
Pray for Vic, not me.
Thanks for your kindness.
It's gonna be fine.
Sorry about him. He was a good man.
Yes, he was.
Ralph, Phil, thanks for coming.
You look like you used some fresh air, Petey. You want to go outside? We'll walk with you.
I'm not going anywhere, so you can leave now.
Dad, please.
It's all right, Jen. See what you do? You turn everything you're around to garbage. Now get the hell out of here.
Another time. Our sympathies, little lady.
So did you talk to Jack?
I tried to, damn it, but he wasn't in the mood. And when I called back, all I got was his answering machine.
It doesn't surprise me. You know, I went by his house and rang the bell. Nobody answered. But you know something, Billy? I think he was there.
That doesn't sound like Jack.
I know.
He usually takes everything head on.
Not this thing. I don't know, maybe it brings back too many bad memories or something. See you later.
See you later.
Turn out the light, the party's over, huh, Jack?
Not my idea of a party.
Well, mine either. Thanks for coming anyway.
Partners, remember?
You were the best one I ever had. You and the kid in that box.
Did you see this coming?
Never. He was a tough kid, Jack. Sweet as honey around Jenny, but you put a badge on him and he pulled stunts that scared me. Vic didn't know what a backward step was.
Until he pulled that trigger. Was there a problem with those two coppers you were growling at tonight?
Gaff and Landrum? No. No, I was just a little edgy. They meant well.
Could have fooled me.
I can spout off at who I want to, Jack. I'm entitled.
And we've got one new sponsor, Rathman Carpets. The deal is for you to give them a special introduction. It's just one time. Jack? Jack?
What? I'm sorry. Something about a sponsor?
Rathman Carpets. It's their first time with us, and they'd like you to grease their way with a special intro.
Terrific.
Jack, are you all right?
One way to find out.
Once again, we enter the beguiling and sometimes unforgiving world beyond midnight. This is Jack Killian on KJCM 98.3 FM. For the next 3 hours, we're going to talk about the tragedy that occurred on this program the other night. Maybe you heard the show. If you didn't, television and newspapers have undoubtedly filled you in on how a San Francisco police officer named Vic Bateman called me and then on the air fired the shot that ended his life. All I can tell you about Victor James Bateman is that he was 27 years old when he pulled the trigger of the .357 Magnum that the police department had issued him. He had been on the force for 3.5 years. He had 2 citations for bravery, and he had one of the highest arrest records in District Q. He was, in other words, a good cop. Maybe he would have turned out to be one of the best, and certainly he deserved to leave more behind than the countless questions his death has raised. The biggest question of all is why. Why did Vic Bateman decide there was nothing left for him but suicide?
Jim, you don't have to put yourself.
Why did he join the ranks of the approximately 30,000 Americans who will kill themselves this year?
Maybe
Why
he'll
wasn't
think of
the good
something
life
I
that he
haven't.
and his wife had built for themselves, why wasn't that enough to sustain them? I have no answers, and my inability to come up with any has been gnawing at me since I heard the gunshot that was Vic Bateman's final act. So, I'm going to turn it over to you. I want to hear your thoughts, your ideas, and maybe, as much of a long shot as it seems, we can find something that may lead us to some kind of understanding. As for peace, I guess we'll just have to pray for that.
Yeah, that'd be great if you do it again.
District Q, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deacon Bridges from the dispatch. You got a couple of minutes to talk?
Do we get to pick the subject?
I'm afraid that's my department. How about Vic Bateman?
What do you want to know?
Our first caller is Barbara from Menlo Park. You're on the air.
First of all, I want you to know I have nothing but sympathy for the dead officer's family and loved ones.
I assume that's a shared sentiment in our audience tonight.
But haven't you ever thought about suicide yourself, Jack? If you're like most people, you probably have. But you didn't do it. Can you explain that? I think it was that you were too strong to take the easy way out.
Suicide is anything but easy, and anyone thinking about it has to be saved by people who care, people who put them first on their list of priorities.
Right there. That's what I'm talking about. The ones who don't kill themselves have an inner strength that this Officer Bateman lacked.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Barbara, but they're not always strong. Sometimes they're lucky. Lucky that something enables them to see an alternative to suicide, or lucky that someone points that alternative out to them. Thanks for calling.
What?
Bo Diddley's a gunfighter.
All right, then, give me some sugar.
Please hold it right there.
Don't even breathe heavy, Slim.
Man, why you want to do me like this?
Take him out in the hall and explain.
After you.
Man, take it easy.
The judge won't, doofus. Why should I? Stay put.
But you ain't patting me down?
Modern law enforcement.
What about cuffs?
Just stay put. How'd we do?
About $2,300. Not enough coke and grass to triple our money. We're out of here.
Are you still around?
This guy must have steer manure between his ears.
Well, he's a good citizen, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know how that goes.
You screwed up. You know that. But we're gonna give you another chance because that's the kind of guys we are. We're leaving now, and you're gonna stay here until we're a memory. If you come after us, or you do something like jump in the back of our car, or put the cuffs on yourself, I'll blow a hole in you that the Warriors could run their fast.
It's not my imagination, Jack.
Then how about your insatiable lust for a big story? Think that might affect your judgment?
Look, the police hint at it. And the people on the street say it was a natural fact. Your pal Hanrahan's son-in-law, dirty.
Hey, I can pull 6 cats off the street, and one of them will probably swear that Morgana is a guy.
Yeah, but there had to be a reason Bateman killed himself.
Suicide is not a guilty plea, Deacon.
Then call it a distress signal.
Hey, Gerardo?
Yo, Jack.
Hit me again, will you?
Sure.
And if you see Carmen, tell her I need a minute of her time, eh?
Jack, coffee, see, Carmen, no. She's out looking for big trouble in Little China.
Everybody's looking for trouble.
How do you figure on Mullins scoring 38 points last night? I mean, a guy slower than the municipal statue. It's about 27 shades too light, and that haircut.
It ought to be right up here.
I don't know, Phil. I think maybe we're getting a little greedy.
Whoa. Gentlemen.
You're confused, Duwa. You don't pull us over, we pull you over.
Yeah, well, that ain't the only thing you pulling around here.
Keep it down. There's an audience.
Come on, get the hell out of here. Go on, move.
Yo, it's okay, homie. Everything's cool.
What do you know about cool pulling a stunt like this? You know, Duwa, you must be smoking too much of your own product.
Man. The only thing I'm under the influence of is you stabbing me in the back.
Delusions, Ralphie. You know, it happens to all these druggies.
We could take him in.
What, do you got a mind tumor? All I gotta do is tell him how you ripped off my man last night. Well, he was yours? What do I gotta do, put him in a uniform? Damn right he was mine, Gaff. My other dealers find out what went down last night, how I'm gonna keep them level, huh? They might be thinking we got some kind of arrangement or something.
Yeah, well, part of that arrangement is you be there tonight with cash in hand. Thank you. You wouldn't be in the market for any goods, would you?
Just rumors, Jack. Cop BS from BS cops. If they're so jazzed about it, they should have stepped forward before Bateman blew his brains out.
Yeah, then it would have been two cops who were finished. Bateman and the guy who worked up the courage to dime him out.
Code's not always in effect, Jack.
The hell it isn't.
Oh, come on, Jack, give me a break, will you please? Who are you, Morton Downey Jr.? You don't know anything about road cops anyway. This isn't New York. It's not Chicago. There's hardly any history of police corruption in San Francisco.
Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. I'll give you another one. Hanrahan's the only guy that's gonna have even the slightest idea what the truth is.
I thought my father would be here by now.
Yeah, cops run on a different clock than most of us.
Did he ever tell you about me? You know, when you worked together?
Couldn't shut him up. He was really proud of you.
No. I mean, about the crush I had on you.
Was he supposed to?
No. Never. I would have been so embarrassed. But he was always teasing, threatening to blow the whistle on me.
Your secret was safe. I never knew.
I should have figured that out. Talking has never come easy to him. I mean, even now, when he has to have all these emotions inside, he keeps them all bottled up.
Maybe he just needs a little encouragement.
Oh, I try. But every time I do, he acts like I'm picking a fight. Jenny, please. It's just the two of us now, Jenny. Since your mother died, there's nobody else. I think he's afraid.
I've never seen your dad in that condition.
You never asked him to tell you who Vic really was. Because I didn't know. I mean, I thought I did. He was my husband, after all. But in the last 6 months, I realized I did not.
Just hate yourself. You're gonna have to put this behind you.
Not knowing Vic wasn't wrong.
Tell me that. Every 10,000 miles, I gotta listen to you sing.
These are made. That in places it's never thought of. You. Come on, duty call.
I just help out.
Style.
You up here just to insult me? Hey, look.